I'm Jeannie.
And we're the Loose Thread Stitchers. And today is Friday, May 23rd, 2025. And this is episode number 39. It's been a busy month. We've had a lot of fun. Weather is good now. It was 2 rainy days, but we've needed it. At our house, we got 3 inches of rain.
Okay, we got just under 2.
Yeah, we have a thing out there, a glass tube, and it was just a hair over 3 inches for the 2 days. So we needed it though. They keep saying we're in a drought, so we needed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any other updates?
Nope.
Can't think of any. Okay, so then we'll go on to FFOs. And since I have one FFO, I'll go first. I got my Welcome Quaker finished, totally finished, FFO'd. I laced it myself. Liz down at the Stitchery Nook, she graciously showed me how to lace. So I laced it myself and left it with her. And then when the frame came in, she put it in and finished the back for me. So it's totally done and I love it. And it'll go on the right side of my front door when you come
Newly painted.
Yes.
Wow.
Newly painted wall. Yes, we had a lot of nail pops or screw pops. And so I had to fix all those. It's been not an ordeal, but a length of time because I'm not home that much. So with taking care of kids and stuff, but it isn't,
we're not always out and about. She has other things to do.
Yes, I have other things to do. And so if I only have a couple hours left in the day, I'm not climbing up on an extension ladder to paint. So I have everything done except the one long wall now, and that I'm going to finish painting that.
And that's the second coat.
Second coat tomorrow. And then it's done. And my grandson is so happy because I have this table next to the door and I have this, I don't know, I guess it's ceramic pie plate, blue, that I have there where everybody puts their keys. So he never knows where to put his keys because I'm constantly moving this table around. He goes, Grandma, I'll be so happy when that's back in the normal
Things get back
spot.
to normal, yeah.
So after Saturday, I can move that back in its normal spot. So that'll be really good for him. But it'll be good for me too because then I'm done on extension ladders. And I figure we've been in the house 21 years. I'll be 89 in 21 years. I won't be going up extension ladders.
You better not be.
No. So, and that's probably the least favorite part of my doing that. I love painting, but that stairwell gets pretty high, so it's.
Oh yeah, it's an open stairwell, so
yeah,
it's not.
So it's kind of spooky up there. But I did it once, and I just got one more time, and then I'm done. And then I get to put all the nice little things back on the wall, so it'll be good. Okay, that was my FFO, kiddo. And it's called Quaker Welcome. I don't remember who it's by. If you go back on our videos, I was working on it for a long time. So, and every time I told you who it was by, but I can't remember. So there you go, Jeannie. Okay, everybody buckle up, get your drink, and here we go. She's got a pile over here.
I've been finishing this month.
Well, you've been doing a good job.
Sweet. Well, it's kind of when you're going to do one, it's nice to do more than one of the same thing,
Absolutely.
like lacing or stuffing or.
Right. It is. And with lacing, I have another one to lace my Quaker. So, yeah, it's like you don't just want to do one thing.
No.
You got it all out. Keep going.
Yes. So my Jane Austen, and I put things away. This was Jane.
That's beautiful.
So that was, there's 4 of them in this series. So I ordered the 4 frames all together. And then this is the piano forte.
Show the bag. Your bags are so pretty too.
Okay, so I get thrift frames. And this one was actually what was framed in one of the frames.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It wasn't real thick. Some of them are more canvasy or more, matte boardy. But this was just a heavy paper. So I thought, okay, I'll center that and put that back here.
Well, you used to scrapbook so that your backs always kind of look pretty.
Yeah, this is scrapbook paper on this one.
Yeah, you always put some kind of scrapbook.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, that one was really pretty.
As long as it's under 12 by 12, I can use scrapbook paper, you know?
That makes sense, yeah.
So
I never scrapbook, so I don't have those papers laying around.
yeah. And then this one I had finished a couple months ago, but I thought I better get it done now to put it out.
That frame
Freedom.
is really nice.
Yeah.
That's a pretty frame. You guys, well, yeah, you can see it pretty good. It has some gold in it, yep.
Yeah.
That's a
And
nice
so this
frame.
was too big, so I had to use the brown paper.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Linen and Scraps who showed you how to, you can spray it when you're done and that'll
Oh,
dry
shrink
it
it.
up and shrink it and
Yeah.
tighten it right up, right?
Was it her or was it so-and-so's?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So-and-so's. I think it was so-and-so's. You're
Yeah.
right. I think it was. Yep.
So then I'd finished a couple more of these. I think I did these last fall or when we were down at Welcome Stitchery for one of their welcome weekends.
I think that's the one thing that most people, when they come up and introduce themselves, they're looking for that pattern or they got the pattern.
Yeah.
Because they either saw you working on them or on the Flosstube. Everybody's been asking about that pattern.
So here is
That's
one.
really cool with the stripes.
Yeah. And then they gave you the star template to do for the wool. And then here is the other one.
Little flags.
Yeah.
Those are cute.
And there are finishing instructions in this, chart. So it's really good. It has a template and how to do it and everything. And I use fiberfill, but I like to get them really firm. Okay, so then I had done these, the last couple times we were down in Florida. I like to do monochromatic when I travel because it's easy. So this was one sampler I did. And I just did, I think the Curious Crafters call it a tile, but I did put some batting underneath. And then the board and then I put it in an easel.
And what kind of board is it?
It's the comic book.
Oh, okay.
The comic book
Okay.
boards or whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you say you use two of them.
Yes, I do a back and a front because then I can pull the fabric around the back of each of them and then I kind of glue them together and then I'll stitch them together.
So it almost finishes them because you don't see the fabric, right?
Correct.
You put the fabric around one and then you put them together.
And then I put it around both.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the Ada goes around the top one and then the fabric goes around the back one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I put the two unfinished sides together.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So then I did some pillows. This one here, and this was the weird one. This is out of Simone Smalls.
You found it.
I did. But it's not finished.
Oh.
Look at the 7 isn't finished. It's not finished across here.
Oh.
But that's the way it was charted.
And you didn't feel the urge to finish it.
Nope.
Okay.
Then this was an ink circles. They have some free, I didn't get all the sawdust off, on their website. I've got a kind of a 2-tiered basket that I put these in. Here's another one.
And this color green is the color green in her kitchen.
Yeah.
Her cupboards are that jadeite color.
Then this was a Christmas one,
That one's very cute.
but if you do it in the other fabric, it's not Christmas.
Right. I wouldn't have guessed that was for Christmas. Oh.
And then these next ones are Lori Holt stitch cards, set V, 85, 86, and 87. And I did the lizard litter in this. There's 85. And this is on 14 count. So, it could have gotten even smaller.
Wow. If you would have done that on 20, do you imagine how small
Yeah.
that would have been? Wow. You'd have been in Chris's territory.
There's number 86, and here's number 87. And then I did the Nebby needle.
Oh, Biscornu.
Yeah, and
She's been talking about this. She's excited about Biscornu.
I've gotten several more
Yes.
charts to do these. And this is on 16 count latte by Fiber on a Whim.
Yeah, she's very excited.
Oh, look at there.
That's very cute with the tomato.
Isn't that fun?
That is. That's extremely fun. You did a very good job too.
I had Jingle Ball of 2023, Janine from Blue Flower. She had done a class, and I got the kit and did the class with her. And so, and then there's other YouTubes, but it's tedious, but it isn't real hard. And then when you fill, I use the lizard litter, because you don't have to get it real full because you gather in the centers.
Oh, sure.
So that's kind of nice, not to have to,
Worry about
get it so as you're stitching it closed, it's all falling out.
what's your fabric? Do you remember?
16 count latte by Fiber on a Whim.
Okay, because it's a pretty fabric.
Yeah. It's got some variegation.
Yep, a little bit.
Yeah. So those are my fully
Those.
finishes. Yes.
Now, did you do all of these on the same fabric?
Yes, it's well, these are 14 count, these are 18 count. The small ones are 14 count. And it's just some charts I get, they might have kits, they might have 14 included, and I don't want to do them. So I've got little hunks of them. So
Okay, yeah.
that's why I did these. And this was 16 count white. Yeah.
Very cute.
So that is that.
Okay, you got any finishes? I don't.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, neither one of us? Oh,
They're all fully.
Okay, well then we're going to move on to whips. And this one I've been working on, the summer schoolhouse. This is the 4th in the series. There's 5, and then there's 2 additional. There's a little strawberry and a little hornbook. So we went to our retreat, and I brought this with, and I thought on Saturday when we got there and we started, I would work on it because I had the house windows done. And I thought, well, that'll be good for filling. You don't know how long it took me to build this house. But anyway, the house is done now, and I started these. These are really goofy looking flowers. But that's how much I've gotten done. And the house is totally finished. But as I was going down this side, you have 3 little stitches. Trust me, all day on Saturday at our retreat, I think I got 6 stitches in. And then Sunday I finished the rest of it. But now I understand you people that say you hardly get any stitches in a retreat, because I didn't get hardly any stitches in. But
You were on a mission on Sunday.
I was, to finish this dang house, because all I have left, if you look at the pattern, is just the flower. And then the last thing I do is I put the satin stitching in on the bottom. So I don't have much left. Now, I switched out my house color. My house color was supposed to be Lexington green. And I also use Mountain Mist on the bird and stuff. And if you look, there's barely any difference to those. So me and my blue thing, I brought blue corn, and I brought uniform blue with, and I picked uniform blue. And that's what I picked because it's a nice dark blue house. That's my kind of house. And it goes with the red in the door. I didn't change the red in the door. That's everything else in the house is normal. So, but there is one thing on this house. She gives you the pattern. You can either add 2 windows on this side, or there's a long American flag there. And I chose to do the houses because I want to keep these out all year long. I thought if I put the flag, then it becomes more patriotic, and I didn't want that. And I'm doing these on 28 count Abecedarian fabric that I had, and they're all going to be the same color. So
1/1.
Yeah, I'm doing 1/1, and I promise this one will be an FFO next month, and I'll have started the other one. So,
Can you write that down?
well, I don't have much to go, but these flowers are weird. They're weird looking flowers. I've never worked on weird looking flowers like that. They kind of look kind of prehistoric or something. To me, that's me. And I keep it in a Teresa Colgate fabric bag. They're all in here. So, my second whip is my Anton Uffendale, and I started that last month. And it's on a Verissois Soie d'Alger it's not on. That's what I'm using for the silk. But it's on 40 count. 40 count. Here, look on your bag, LeAnn. 40 count Lakeside pecan butter or butter pecan. People call it different things. But last time I had the top of the row done. And so now I've gotten, well, I guess I'll have to open it. I've gotten a lot more done all the way down that side. Yeah, because I had this done and this, so I've gotten all the way down there. And it goes a lot longer, well, quite a bit longer, so it's a big one. But I love these flowers and stuff. And like I talked about the silk before, which Jeannie will mention too, but I don't get any knots. I have not had a knot or anything. I love this thread. It's just amazing, and I just keep them in these little bags. And there it is. It's very nice thread. I don't know. And I keep it in this bag. This is my bag. That is all of my whips.
Okay. When you talked about Teresa Kogut, the retreat we're at, here's my Teresa Kogut bag. And I was working on Hope and Love by Teresa Kogut. And I got the roof done and up in the peak of the house. We talked more than we stitched. So, but...
We go to these weekend retreats and we get a lot done. But this one had, I think 160, she said, people were there. And we met a lot of our people who watch our...
Subscribers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fun, but you talk a lot and you're walking around a lot. And so I understand now when people say they didn't get many stitches done.
No, but I got stitches in each day.
Yep.
And this is on Antique Lace by Seraphin, 18 count, and it's with the called for DMCs. So, yeah, and you always go with how many different, different things to work on. And then all of a sudden it's like, why did I should have brought just one.
Yeah, because I usually bring 3 and I brought 4. And 3 were Teresa Kogut and then that small. And I barely got anything done on the small.
But we had lots of fun and
Yeah, we did. We'll talk about it a little later.
So then, in this Simone Small book, there is a Biscornu. So I pulled that out and I started. I got the top done and I'm working on the bottom.
That's very pretty. The thread's so variegated. That's pretty.
The thread is, my floss drop?
Missy. From
Yeah.
2 needles pulling thread.
1968. It is Silks for You. I had ordered a hank. And the color is PR 210. But I just wanted to try it. And it, like LeAnn was saying, no knots.
Yeah.
And I wanted the variegation because I like to do monochromatic like this. So, and then the fabric is on Sand Dollar by Be Stitch Me. 16 count. It's one of the purchases I made over the weekend. So, but I'm going to get a couple more done and then I'll do a Biscornu finishing, which is fun.
Yeah, she was excited. We went down to Stitch Arena on Wednesday and she talked about, she goes, oh, and by the way, I'm using silk and I haven't gotten any knots either. So I was like, oh, it's not just me. It must just be the way it is.
Yeah. So then the Farms of Hawk Run Hollow is usually my Saturday night stitch. I did not bring this to the retreat. And I'm using the called for DMCs and it is on 20 count butternut squash by Fiber on a Whim. And I do have it folded. Got a little, hopefully that will be a little dirt on it, but hopefully that will either come out or will be under the frame. So I'm getting up to I got 4 completely done.
That's really good.
So, and this one down here was Grammy Jane's apple butter. Well, I don't make apple butter, but I make applesauce. And my favorite granddaughter calls me G-Ma, so I just put G-Ma Jeannie's apple butter. So, yeah, it's hard because I've been doing these mostly just on Saturday night when we do our FaceTime group. And it's not enough. I'm going to have to go devote more time to it because it seems like you just get started.
And you got to put it away.
Yeah.
Because some nights we're not on a really long time and other nights we're on longer. It just depends on what's happening in everybody's lives. So sometimes we're on for 3 hours. Sometimes we're on for like 4 or 5. It just depends.
Yeah. And then sometimes things come up and I don't get to stitch like last Saturday.
Yep.
Okay, and this is my Sunday stitch. It's Quaker Rejoice by My Big Toe. And I'm doing it with the called for weeks. And it is on, I don't know why I didn't write it on the outside.
Oh, you wrote it on the inside?
Of one of it's 18 count Molly by Grace Note Fabrics. And there's 3 pages. 2 full pages, the chart is, and then 1 half. And I'm down to the half. I got 2 done.
Yeah, you're close to being done.
Yeah.
Colors are really pretty. This is not normally your color zone.
No, but I think with the fabric is a little lighter, so it doesn't look to me as dark. You know, those plums or purples or whatever that is.
Yeah, they're more subdued for you.
But
they don't glow in the dark.
No, but it's reverence. It's
Yes,
a religious, so it's reverence.
So you're staying mellow.
This is the day of the Lord that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Yeah. So, but this is a fun one because like the Quakers are mostly monochromatic. So I mean, you can get going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you normally don't do Quakers either. So.
Oh, I love Quakers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Quakers too, but I just don't see you do that many of them. So.
And it's in my
purple bag.
Sunday bag.
Yep.
Mary Beth gave me that pillowcase, so.
Yeah, I got a pillowcase too.
Okay, and then got one more whip. I had started on the 3rd of the Jane Austen.
There's a PBS show. Have you started watching that?
No, I've got it
recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's who was I watching the other day? And they kind of dated themselves. They said, "Yep, go home and set up the VCR." How many people still set up a VCR?
I still have VCRs. I got the combos, DVD, VCR players, because I still have a lot of movies.
Right, but
VCR.
you don't. That isn't how
I
you
don't
record.
record.
No.
No.
I mean, yeah, we still watch. This is Pemberley, and the other 2 that were fully finished, they by Pine Mountain Designs. So this is this one here, and this is as far as I am on that one. We had retreats and shop hops and different things got taken time away. And I have it in my...
I love Mr. Darcy bag.
It was a panel. I think there was 4 big bags, Jane Austen bags, and then a couple little ones. So, yeah, I've got a lot more to do of Jane Austen too. So, but being it's her 250th anniversary of her birth.
That must just be coincidental that it's 250 years of her birth, and then next year is 250 years of the United States being, or the 1776 to 2026.
Yeah.
Well, that's a year apart.
I don't think it was planned.
No. It's just interesting.
Are my whips.
Okay. Okie dokie. So then I guess we move on to hall, right? Or the retreat.
Oh, the retreat. Teresa Colgate retreat down at Blue Earth with Welcome Stitchery. First off, before we start anything, a big shout out and thank you to Neil, Justine's husband. Thank you, Neil.
And you know what for, Neil? Maybe not anymore. You should just tell him.
Well, doors opened at a certain time, and people were going to get in line at a certain time. So we get there, and everybody's waiting in the cars. It was a little chilly that morning, so LeAnn and I just walked around the building because they're parked on the far side to see where the door was, and kind of scope it out. We had our hall, our chairs to bring in and stuff. And we're kind of walking around. And Neil is walking there. He was doing some parking of cars and different things, setting up and everything.
And he's Justine's husband.
Yes. And we just kind of looking. He says, well, come on in. And we said, no, we can't. We still have like 40 minutes before we're allowed in. No, I know you. You can come in.
He watches us on Flosstube.
So he walks us in and kind of surprised, Justine.
Kind of. She kind of looks at us and we said, he brought us in. And he's totally relaxed. He says, no, just come on in.
He vouched for us. He knew us.
He did.
Yeah. So big thank you, Neil.
So we just went and found a table and we stayed very quiet until people started coming in. So we wouldn't mess up her pre thing,
So then after people started coming in, we went out and got our stuff.
Yeah, He was so... Neil, I told Neil he's at the very top of my list forever.
Well, and then too, that's what Justine said. She had the girls practice on us, checking us in.
Yeah,
so.
We were the first two to be checked in, so they got to practice handing stuff out and getting us whatever we needed. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah. So then, at the welcome table.
Yes, Justine gave us a bag. This is all double. We both got all of this stuff. So I didn't bring mine since we're at Jeannie's house. But that's what you got when you signed in.
Yep, and in there was a chart that we can do the Welcome Stitchery logo on the outside of this.
Yep, and she walked around and showed, because she had one made out of thread and one made out of pearl cotton.
Yep. Then there was a sample of needles.
Yep.
There was a floss bed.
Made out of Teresa Colgate fabric.
And they
were all different.
Yep. Got a project journal and a fat quarter.
And they're all Teresa Colgate fabric too in the fat quarter.
And all different.
Yep.
And was this in there or was that?
Well, I have two, so maybe.
Okay.
Yep.
Cross stitch project details. So they're cards and then it has everything on the back that you can enter the fabric, the floss and things like that. And then a card reminding everybody of the shop hop between Welcome Stitchery, Stitchery Nook and Osage, and Beardsford is the
Shanty Stitchers.
Shanty Stitchers. And that goes on from June 1st to August 31st. So that was what we got from Justine.
Yep. And Justine, you did a beautiful job. The retreat was magnificent. Everything was very well organized.
Couldn't have run any better.
No, it was wonderful. It was perfect.
Yes. And then there was no pre-stitching or anything like that. But from Teresa then, we got this bag.
Yep. It's a beautiful bag.
Yes. And we got a sticker. And then note cards. I don't know if they were all the same.
Mine looks exactly like that.
Okay.
I think so.
Then there were 3 charts. Creators Praise. Creators Garden Drum. And Creators Welcome. Well, the Creators Welcome, we got the board from Chantel 141.
And Chantel 141 was there with Teresa Colgate. So Teresa Colgate presented first, and then Chantel came up and talked.
Yeah, and then it also came with the called for threads.
Threads, yep.
And it came with 40 count fabric, like a fat quarter of that. And she said you could either do the large one on that or the two smalls. And then she talked a little bit and showed different things. And she had a store there. And then Chantel talked about how put this together and different things.
Right, what paint she used.
And glue.
Yep.
And then she went around and gave us all one of these little wooden tags.
And then she said that Teresa's project in the cookbook from Market would fit on this tag.
She did a berry bowl. I think it's on page 23.
Yeah. So she had kind of a trunk show of her finishing woods, and I think almost all of this stuff there was Teresa Colgate was on them, right? And she and Teresa Colgate work really well together. She said they
complement each other's
projects.
projects.
They get together. And then Teresa Colgate had her trunk show, and then she had all of her patterns and books and everything there also. So if we want to get into, so at Teresa Colgate's booth.
Are we going to do haul, or are we going to do what we got from?
Oh, gifts. We're going to do gifts.
Yeah.
Sorry, gifts.
Gifts we got from our table mates, and then from others that stopped by, and it was just, I would get home, and my husband tries to pretend like he's interested in stuff, and so he was asking me about different things, and I said, to me, different retreats, this is the biggest stitching retreat I've been to.
Yep, me too.
But between stitching and quilting, I think this was the best one I've been at. Everything just flowed so nice, and yeah, well organized.
Yes, and we were at it. Our table had 6, and they were our FaceTime friends. So it worked out well. One doesn't FaceTime with us, but she's been at the Welcome Stitchery retreats, so she sat with us. So it was really nice.
But for our table mates and close friends,
yeah,
we made this. It's glass.
It's
jelly
glass.
jar.
Yep, it's a jelly jar, and then you spray it with. It's called looking glass spray. You have to do several layers, and then you wipe some off. So then it makes it look like old mercury glass. Excuse me, I can't talk.
It was. I was over at LeAnn's when she had it all sprayed, and she asked, should she wipe it down? Well, before you remove some of it or wiped it down,
Yep.
It looked like 2025 vintage. Then she wiped it down. It was like 1925.
Yeah.
It really, and
It did really add to the look.
Blackbird fabric. And then I made these pins.
She made it. There's a turtle pin, a flamingo pin, and then one
Just bead.
Yeah, bead pin. And you got the beads all from old necklaces at thrift stores, right?
Florida. Yep. I imported them from Florida. And then I made just a coaster.
Yep,
to match that fabric. It. So that was what we had given out.
And then we had like candy and other stuff in the bag too. So
okay, where are we starting?
Wherever you want. Whatever you hold up, I'll try. If I have something different, I'll.
Okay, that was already done.
Yeah.
Okay, from Dee, our friend Dee.
Oh, yep.
She gave us a little bag. It's a strawberry.
Is that a strawberry or a tomato?
Or tomato. I'm sorry, a tomato. See, I haven't eaten my candy yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. Mine's at home. But that was identical. I got the same thing. So.
And then from Vicki.
Where is mine? It's here somewhere. Here it is.
She made us this little tag.
Yep, and here's mine.
And then a couple counting pins.
Yeah, beautiful.
And the year 2025.
Yep. Beautiful, Vicki. Thank you so much. That was very nice.
And then from Missy, from Two Needles Pulling Thread in Maine, she made us this little ditty bag.
Yes. And she said these are all things that they have in Maine. And Jeannie says, well, they can borrow Paul Bunyan, but they don't own Paul Bunyan. We do.
Yeah.
So, but everything on here is, things from Maine, which is very cute.
And then Kathy.
I got a blue one. a little bag.
Little bag pocket.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Charlotte
Okay.
gave us the little bag and notepad, and there's a
Scissor,
marker, and
yep. And little, what are those? I use them all the time. These little round things.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, mine was blue. And trust me, I started taking notes. So Charlotte, this notebook came in very handy. Otherwise, I would have been looking for paper.
And then Mary Beth gave us these secret compartment books.
Yes.
And she said that we could use them to display finishing on the front.
Yep.
But I got a pretty bird.
Yeah, mine is easier. I could put something on this. Not a problem. So that was very nice. Thank you, Mary Beth.
And then Diane gave us this cute little bag.
Yep.
And it's got a scissors.
My scissors blue.
Candy.
Lots of candy. There's a little spool with stars. Matches kind of the bag.
A little hoop to do it like Vicky had done.
Yep. And then I got, there's a dag snabbit. No.
Dag nabbit.
Dag nabbit in there and a clip to hold things. And there is a little cup.
Pin cushion.
Pin cushion, yep.
A couple counting pins.
Yep, with a flag. She kind of made it the 4th of July theme. And there's candy, of course.
Well, and then in this one, is this what you showed?
Yeah, I have a blue clip with the...
Well, then did you get a...
yeah, I did. That's at home.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't.
Yeah.
It fell out and I forgot to put it back in. But I know where it is. That's a good thing when you get all this stuff. Missy gave us her floss cards from 2 needles pulling thread. And then we got more floss cards from Tammy Totten at Tam Stitches. These were on her table at different times.
There was a lot of times we were out and about or had gone, we left, I think it was 8:30 on Saturday night, and then we came back and there was stuff. This we got from Diana at our table.
Yes, very nice.
Teresa Colgate fabric, and then it's full of candy. And lip balm.
Yeah. And then again, we got more project detail cards. And on the back, you can put information about your project.
We got a corner gauge from Floss Paper Scissors. Catherine had a booth there. Then we got a bag of wool.
Wool scrap.
Yes.
She said she just cut up all of her wool and she...
Downsizing. What a gift.
Yeah, that's a very good gift. Oh my goodness. We can use that. No problem.
And then from Mary... Oh, this was... got this from Mary Beth. Thank you. And it was put to use.
It was. And then from Mary, I got a turtle pillow. I got an apple charm. I got a tortoise. I'm just going to take it out of the bag. I didn't want to make... She gave me a little tortoise. And then a pillowcase with birds on. And then she gave me this bag. Okay.
Before I forget, Susie Moore had gone around and put these needle miners out. They were all different.
Yep, from Texas. And every one of us at the table, they were all different. We didn't have any.
No.
So she had quite a few of those.
So we were... Okay, so we had... Susie came from Texas. We had Missy and Kathy and their group from New England, from Maine.
Yep.
We talked to Sandy from Washington State. I had seen a California license plates in the parking lot and a Florida license plate. So it was kind of like, and then a lot of the Midwest states. So it was. But from Mary, I got a flamingo bag.
Isn't that cute?
I got a flamingo tote and a flamingo paperclip. I got a flamingo mascot. And a whole bunch of flamingo pins. So, not pins, buttons. Yeah. So, trying to think, are we missing somebody? Oh, it was amazing, yeah. Meet everybody, and then there was people walking around like Sandy. She had brought C's candy, so she was going around giving everyone candy.
And who was the one that was giving candy that was a party in your mouth because it fizzes in your mouth?
Was that?
They were Zots or something.
Yeah, I wasn't at the table. We were at church when that went around.
She would come around, giving us candy. She goes, "You can have a party in your mouth." I just laughed. But
funny. It was so nice that everyone came up to us,
Yes.
and they're talking to us. It's like we're old friends, and it's like,
and who are you?
What's your name? Yeah.
Luckily, we all had name tags on, so that helped a lot. Yes.
Oh, and then there's a couple birthdays that were being celebrated,
right.
And Carol from Des Moines celebrated her 91st birthday there.
And I would not have guessed she was 91.
Oh, she was fun to talk to.
She was, and she was, she was very nice.
So excited. And I forgot, I bought from Dee, she had a booth there. There was some vendors, and she was one of them, and she does project bags and project rolls, and she does the little pin cushions made out of vintage linens, and I already have mine up on my shelf. Sorry, Dee. It's beautiful. There was so much going on, and Justine she was in charge of the fabric trunk show, and they had, 4?
I think.
4 companies?
Yeah, there was Be Stitch Me, Atomic Ranch.
We'll have to look.
Something called Millennium.
We patronized it. We bought.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So it was a fantastic. The location was good. We sat on a corner, so it was nice. It wasn't crowded, and they had light lunch, which was great.
Yes.
They had a local restaurant cater, and then snacks. They had mid-morning, they had those cinnamon rolls, caramel rolls.
Yeah, and then the next day we had like a brunch. They had an egg bake and stuff. It was really good.
Very good.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I guess we've been to Blue Earth too many times because at the motel we're greeted by name.
And my TV didn't work when I was in the room, and Jeannie and I had separate rooms. And so the guy comes in, he goes, I open the door, he goes, "Oh, it's you!" And then he comes to fix the TV, and he goes, "Where's your friend?" I said, "Oh, she
broke up."
I said, "Oh, she's got her own room." And so I'm sitting there telling him, I said, I snore, and I said, I'm going to a sleep doctor, and I'm getting it fixed, and I'm going on and on.
Yeah, life story there.
And then the whole time I'm talking to him, he goes, "You know, a lot of people that come to the hotel snore." He says, "I hear a lot about snoring."
I wasn't able to wind her in.
I know. And then the whole time I'm talking to him, I go, "Why am I telling this guy this stuff?" And he fixed my TV for me, and then he says, "Well, it's so nice to see you again." And, he says, "We'll see you next time, friend." And I was like, "Okay, you will."
No doubt,
So I had to text Jeannie right away. He was wondering where you were. I should have said she's out on a date or something.
You should have said, "Up in room 217.
Go visit her. Go knock on the door.
My TV was working. I didn't have to call him.
I turned it on, and I got nothing, so he came and fixed me. Okay, so now we'll do the rest of the haul.
Now we'll do the haul we had to buy.
Yeah, the haul we had to buy.
Well, didn't have to. No one pulled or twisted our arm.
Yeah. So for fabric, I bought, this is one more reproduction by Be Stitch Me, and it's 40 count, but it's even weave, and it's very soft. And I was in line with my fabric, and Vicky, our friend, goes, "Oh, LeAnn, I see you're getting your usual different shades of beige." And I said, "Yeah, and what's wrong with that?" But this is nicely modeled. It's very soft. I'm really excited to try something on this. It feels totally different than others. And this is by Seraphim. It's old stationery, and I got a half a yard. It's 40 count again. That's pretty much the color, I think, and it's modeled. This is by Lap and Loops, and it's 40 count. It says T period Earl Grey period hot, And that's about what it looks like. It might be a little darker than that, but that's pretty much what it looks like. And then this one is by Seraphim, and it's antique lace. And I love antique lace. And what's cool about antique lace is every time you buy it, sometimes it's a little more brown, sometimes it's a little whiter. So I always buy antique lace when I see it because it's always different. It's nice because it kind of gives you different variances even though it's the same fabric. It's very nice. And then from Teresa Koget's booth, I hadn't bought this, but it was Time to Sew. And then she has 3 patterns that are coming out in June. And these are the 3 patterns. So Time to Work, she's releasing in June, and you can flip this thing. She shows how she puts a magnet and you can flip them so that you can do two seasons on one, and then you can put the other 2 seasons on when she gets them done. But this is going to be new, released in June. And then this one is going to be released in June too. Be ye ready. And then this one, No Place Like Home, is being all 3 of these are being released in June.
Is that the one that she had only that one chart?
This one, she said her son forgot to pack these charts. Well, when I was up there, I found this one, and then she had the samples there, so I was specifically looking for this one. And then she apologized. She got on the microphone, and she said, oh, my son didn't pack them. And I thought, okay, but I had this one. So then when I went through the line and paid for it, she said, oh, that's right, there was one there, and you got it. And I said, oh, lucky me. So that was fun to get that. Okay, so then... at Justine's store, I got, this is new, she said it had just come in, Hannah Hartley Cowgill 1835, and she said she had just gotten it in, so I bought that.
Are you going to do it in the needlepoint silk or in the DMC?
Oh, I would do it needlepoint silk now that I know I don't get knots. I'll do it. And I had gotten this one, I had already gotten this one through Market, or were they released right after Market, this Stitching Quaker. So I brought this down to get thread, and all the thread on here is color and cotton.
Yeah.
And I don't,
we don't have access really to.
No, except for online you could buy it. So then at Justine's, I asked her if she had the other pattern, and she did, and it's called Stitching Quilt. So I bought that at Justine's.
And that's the same situation.
Correct. It's all color and cotton. So then the fabric I picked to put on is needle and flax. It's called Furley. So this is the fabric, and it calls for light ash gray, 28 count light ash gray. I don't know who that is. They don't really say. Anyway, I picked this fabric to go with it. And then I just went and picked out, I looked on my phone what the color was from Color and Cotton, and I just picked my own reds, and because you have a dark red and a light red, and I mean it was kind of easy to figure out, and so hopefully I did a good job. We'll find out, won't we? And then I bought the Scarlet House. It's called the Black Swan Pin Keep. I like swans, and I'm not a fan of black swan, so I have a feeling I'll be changing that swan color. I had ordered this by Erin Elizabeth, the Sewing Tomato, and then we went down on this last Wednesday. We went down to the Stitchery Nook because my Welcome Quaker was finished, and so then I brought it with, and I got all the thread to. And this is DMC, and I convert it all the time to overdyed. So, except for if there's little things, I'll keep the DMC. And then I ordered Bee's Knees fabric for it. Okay. And then she had just gotten in Ween Beans, 40 count Ween Beans, so I bought that. And then she had just gotten in, if anybody's looking for Garden Gate by the Gentle Arts, she had just gotten in Garden Gate, so I bought 3 of those. So if you're looking for Garden Gate, call Liz at the Stitchery Nook. And then on that Needleworker website, it's on the, you know, and we get patterns, you just join it and we get patterns.
Homespun Needleworker?
Homespun Needleworker. I've been looking for a pattern for a long time, long time, and I haven't found it on eBay or anything. And so I just thought one day, I thought I'm going to put it out there and see if anybody has it on that, because there's tons of people. And it's called Rhapsody in Blue, and it's by Four Oaks Design. And this lady, her name is Nori. She said she'd send it to me. She said she was done with it, and by golly, she sent it to me. And I love this pattern. I love it. And I know it's monochromatic. It's going to take me a while to stitch it, but
2005.
Yeah, and Four Oaks is not, they don't do business anymore or anything. So she was so gracious. So I sent her a gift for her thank you. But then I was looking for fabric, and so at Stitchery Nook I got
Did a floss toss.
I did a floss toss because she had one of the, it asks for number 324 of needlepoint silk, and you need 7 of them, so I ordered 8. Justine only had 2, but her lots were different, so one was like really green and one was really blue, but that I didn't want to buy the 2 skeins anyway because I wanted them all to match. So I ended up ordering them, but I did get needle bling from Stitchery Nook. She had a half yard of Needle Bling Designs heirloom, and it has some modeling in it. And when we put the silk on it, it looks beautiful. So I'm just waiting for my thread to come, and then I will start it right away. And Nori, thank you so much. You just don't know how happy you've made me, because I have been looking and looking and looking for this. So thank you so much. I am very, very grateful that you were willing to let it go, because I am excited to start this. So Nori, keep watching us, because you'll see me working on it. That's all my whips, or my haul.
And that's all your haul from everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry. I got a couple of things. I had to go to Target yesterday. So I got these, and I got something for you.
Oh, thank you.
They had these little, they're for spoon rest, they're tomato, and I thought it'd be cute to put something in here.
Oh.
Very cute. And then they had big tomatoes.
Oh, little jars.
Yeah, little jars, and the top comes off. I didn't want to take the rubber band off or anything, but these were in that, you know, in the beginning where everything's $1 or $3 or $5. This was $5. This was $3. So
can I open mine?
You can open yours.
Is it going to crinkle too much?
I don't know, but open it anyway. Somebody take your earplugs out if you're watching. So there, I'm done. I laughed. You'll see why.
Oh!
You can put whatever you want in it.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, that's a...
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I thought, oh, what are my odds of standing here finding a flamingo in Target in Minnesota? So,
and they don't even migrate this far.
No, I thought even if you had a little pot of your cactuses or whatever, you could put in there.
Yeah.
Something. You'll figure out. You're creative.
It would take a whole bag and a half of candy.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought it was a nice size. I mean,
yes,
yeah,
it's very cute.
It isn't too small. Or...
Gotta keep me, a pot, a little plant would be really cute in here.
Yes, it would.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Before we went, I had gone on Teresa Colgate's site and ordered a shirt. And then I got this cute little zippered bag.
That's very cute.
Spread your wings and soar to your dreams. Okay, so now at Justine's, I got the Stitching Quaker.
Mm-hmm. A Biscornu.
This just came out. And then I did it with the...
That's you. You get yellow. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's Jeannie. That calls Jeannie all day long.
Yes. I'll have to make 2.
Yeah.
And then I got the punch needle, punch needle and primitive stitcher.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, there's some neat ones in here. So, okay. Then at the retreat, I did the time to work and the time to sew. And then with Chantel, she didn't, excuse me, thought I was going to sneeze. She didn't bring anything to sell, but she gave us a code for her
Shop.
Yeah. I think it expires now at the end of the week or something.
Yep.
So, Cook went on and ordered the...
Yeah, we ordered the thing for
the stand.
This. Yeah, the stand.
Yeah, and she showed different, her finishing techniques, her painting and her distressing, and that was really fun. So then on to the fabric. I got 20 count weathered stone from Atomic Ranch. It's more of a neutral, lighter neutral. There is some modeling in it, very subtle.
Very subtle, yep.
Then it's lightly salted, not roasted, by Bestitch Me, 20 count. That has a little kind of cream or peachy to it.
Yep, it's got a little bit of more of an orangier tint. Yeah, peachy.
Yeah.
Peachy is a good description of it. Yep.
Then Moonstone, 20 count by Fiber on a Whim. This has kind of a sage tint.
Yep. Good descriptions.
And then Cappuccino, 20 count. Fiber on a Whim. And this, but it's a little more, I don't know if there's a green to it too.
Yeah, it's a beige or a tan, but it's got a green tinge to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of her fabrics have that green tinge. No matter what she dyes, it tends to go on the green side.
And then I got Robin Egg by Millennial.
Oh yeah, see that was that new one I'd never
16
heard of.
count, and a lot of the Biscore News call for a 16 count.
Oh, okay.
So this I got for the sunflower one.
And that's more of a tealy blue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robin's Egg Blue.
That's good. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Oh, that's a robin's egg blue. Yes.
Yeah,
That's a good
and I
description.
haven't done this yet, the Millennial.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of that fabric before.
But it was really, she had these tables against one of the wall with these different fabric. And then at 2 o'clock, they had towels and stuff on top, so you couldn't see anything
So at 2 o'clock, she took everything off.
on Saturday.
Yep.
And then Catherine from Floss Paper Scissors had a booth, and her company is called I Gotcha Design. So I got the needle minder. Then she does these. This is a stitcher, and to me that looked like a soccer ball up there.
Oh yeah.
She says soccer ball flower, but I thought the granddaughter. I can put that on her bag.
Yeah, because she's a soccer player.
And then I got a faceless snowman. And then just this zipper pull.
And she bought one for me in blue. It was very beautiful. I did not bring that. I should have.
That did to make it. Okay, so that's what I got over the weekend. And then I rode along with LeAnn to pick up her frame piece down at the Stitchery Nook.
She came to keep me company.
And it's always fun to go there. So, and Liz has gotten a lot of stuff in from Wonderland Crafts, which is a Ukrainian.
Yep.
And this one here, it's for like Mill Hill beads. You can separate them. And then there's a cover. So when you're doing they came with a little tree to cross stitch too.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, she has quite a bit of that lady's stuff.
Yeah.
She does.
Quite a bit.
Oh.
And then I got the Cardinal.
Oh, that's pretty.
Tiny Modernist. LeAnn had told me, like I was looking, I didn't know who makes or who designs. So she had said, well, just go on 1, 2, 3 stitch and look up different ones. And then, it's, you don't have to place an order there, but then it's on like your, you know, you want to, something you want to buy in the future, you have the name of the Biscornu and the designer.
Sure.
Or any chart.
Yep.
So I did that. So it was kind of fun. And then this one here is a French flea market, Biscornu by Heartstring. You have that, don't you? It's blue. Don't you buy everything?
No, because I haven't bought, I don't think I've bought any Biscornu patterns.
Oh, okay. And then this is silver 1/4-inch rickrack.
If I put Biscornus out
James
and
of
I
the
have
needle?
pins in them, Willow pops the pins out.
You'd have to have them up on your shelves.
I would. I'd have to have them pretty high. She doesn't eat the pins or anything. She just likes to pop them out.
Okay. And then Liz has gotten in 20 count.
Yeah, she's getting more and more. So
Sahara by Atomic Ranch, 20 count.
Yep.
This is Cedar River linens. This is Maple Bar.
Yep, I bought that after market. And that's
20
really
count.
pretty. I like that.
Then I got some 16 count for the Biscornus. This is Dusty Road Seraphim. And it's looks like my truck. Dirty.
Vicki, lots of different pages.
Oh, but now Bungalow from Forbidden Fiber is kind of a gray tint beige.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But Jeannie did get some Robin's Egg Blue and but lots of pages.
I was watching Curious Crafters last night, and one of the gals is doing uncolored linen, and she displayed 3 different projects she was doing, and she's got like ceramic bowls to match.
Oh,
One was almost like this color, and one was a green, and one. So, yeah, I think that is my purchases.
yeah.
My
And then
haul.
a few weeks ago, Chris Kennedy, our friend, she invited us down. She lives in an apartment, so she has one of those rooms where she can sign up, and so she
Party
has,
rooms or
yeah,
whatever.
she has friends come and stitch for the day. So then she took us up to her apartment and showed us all of her cross stitch. She's a model stitcher for a lot of the designers. So, oh my gosh, that was just like
She likes to do tiny stitches.
tiny, and
It's
she has
amazing, Chris.
curio cabinets, and they're just these tiny little things. And I mean, even her samplers on the wall, oh, just gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous.
I think someone called it Chris's Museum.
And then she used to have a tree or
Christmas
Christmas trees, and she used to make these little rolls to hang on the Christmas tree. Well, she doesn't do that since she's in her apartment anymore. So she had these all in front of her TV on a tray, and she says, well, take one. I give one to everybody that comes up here. So that was when she's saying, well, take 2. So,
Yeah, after we picked one, take another one.
take another one. So I of course, this says Forget Me Not. I mean, look at this. She made all of these. And this is blue. And it says Forget Me Not Forever Friends. And then this one is a fall one. I don't know. I just loved it. It has acorns. And then if you look at the little leaves, I mean, she had to stitch all of that.
Well, and then there's embellishments on them.
Oh, there's beads, yeah. And she put a little heart on this one, and there's a little heart on this one too. And there's beads. There's French knots. I mean, she did it all. She's just a beautiful stitcher. She just. Oh.
Mine was Be Kind, and see there's 2 little bees on the scalp, and then there's buttons. Yeah, and other little beads. And then this one is America. Old Glory, Grand Old Flag, and there's buttons.
I mean, and look at those little flags, and just to do those little words. I mean, yeah, she's an amazing stitcher. She's just, oh, so beautiful, Chris. Thank you. I have them in with my tomato bowl, but I got to find, I think I'm going to put them when I get to put my red shelf back up. I think I'm going to put them on there. Yeah. They'll be by the front door, Chris. But thank you so much. And it was so nice to meet, a lot of her friends and stuff that day. That day was a stormy day. We were a little worried, but we kind of came and went between storms. So that was good. Okay, I think that's all. Retreat, gifts, everything, right?
I think so.
Okay, so I think that ends our cross stitch. So if you guys are leaving, have fun stitching, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a month. And so now move on to turtle tidbits. Soggy Doggy Stitcher asked a question last time. She wanted to know what happens in a drought if like a pond or lake totally dries up, what happens to the turtles? And well, if there's any water left in the pond at all, the turtles will go down into the mud and kind of go through, I would call it a brumation, but they kind of rest, go to sleep. Kind of like tortoises do in the summer when it gets really hot. They kind of go into a brumation, and then it's called and they'll estivate, A-E-S-T-I-V-A-T-E. They'll estivate in the mud, and they'll soak in there, and then they'll get small amounts of oxygen. They get oxygen from the air at that point too. But, you know, for their protection, if something comes, they'll stick all their legs and heads in and everything. And then in the mud, they'll dig around and they might find grubs and stuff to eat. But I would think if a pond totally dries up, I mean, they can't get mud or anything, they would have to start leaving and going and finding, because they do need to live somewhere where there's water. So, and I mean, turtles go, 5-6 miles to lay their eggs. Some of them do. So they would probably make the decision to leave if something was totally cracked up and dry, and go try to find somewhere else to live. But once a baby finds a pond or lake or anything, that's usually their home. So I think it would be a really...
But didn't you say one of the last ones, for the fall, sometimes they might even go to bigger bodies of water for the winter?
They do, because I'm on a pond, and our turtles in the pond will go across, and it's probably maybe a half mile to the lake, because the lake is deeper and doesn't totally freeze over, whereas our pond is shallow and totally freezes over, so they can't stay there. So then they go to that lake for the winter, and then in the spring they make their way back to our pond, and I've already seen there's 5 or 6 turtles out there. So yeah, they do, if they have a lake by them, they do that a lot. And you'll see turtles crossing the road too, because maybe there's a pond on this side, they'll cross the road to the lake. And they'll do that all summer long, because maybe they're looking for food in this pond, and they go, okay, I'm going to go to the lake and look for food. So that's kind of what they do. But I mean, if they would have to travel a long way, you never know what'll happen to them along the way.
Yeah.
But they'll stay there as long as there's some sort of wet. They will just hunker down in the muck and wait for rain. That's what they do. Because usually, at least in Minnesota, usually by fall, we start, if we've been in a drought, by fall, we kind of start getting but to hibernate, they would have to go somewhere else. I don't know if they could hibernate in that muck. It depends on how deep it is.
Yeah.
If they can get down.
For the winter?
Yeah, if they can get down there, then they would hibernate there.
But it's nature. They know, nature. And they've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're very smart. They're not dumb.
Their instincts are right on.
They are. They do a really good job of taking care of them. And they're tough. The turtles are tough. Believe it or not, turtles are very tough animals. I watch Garden State Tortoise. If you ever want to watch something, watch Garden State Tortoise. He rescues tortoises. That's their living. Their house, and even his tortoises and turtles, he has turtles too. He lines them up by the northern hemisphere. He has pens to the northern, eastern, western, southern. I mean, he's kind of fascinating. He just got a tortoise, a rescue tortoise, that has lived in somebody's kitchen for over 50 years. And its beak was overgrown. Its nails were all curled up, and you can watch him. He's been showing her quite a bit. And then she's been eating cat food all of her life, and she's over 50 years old. And now he has made a pen for her outside because he's in New Jersey, and he's just letting her out to get sun for the first time in her life. And he's been slowly, with their beak, you got to slowly do that, otherwise they can't eat their food. If you hack off their beak, they're so used to having that big long beak that she's figured out how to eat. So he has to slowly, over weeks, take a little bit off at a time. But he had to cut her nails and everything, and like, I'm just getting to the point that they're tough. Yeah, I know, reel me in. Okay, I'm done.
I'm teasing. No, I'm
done.
sorry.
No, you're teasing. It's good, but you're a good reeler in, or you reel me in anytime. So that's my turtle tidbit. But her name is Rockalina. That's her name. So you have to watch her. It's kind of amazing. I've been watching because every time he posts about her, I watch it because that's truly amazing. Okay, turtle tidbits are done. On to quilting, and I have none. So Jeannie's got a little bit.
On my back design wall here, at one of the local quilt shops I go to, Cutting Edge in Rush City, Minnesota. I belong to a group, and this is the block of the month that we're doing. It's called Lucky Stars, and it's from a boutique line, Wine Country. And we got to pick the colors we wanted and stuff at the beginning because we didn't use the whole line. So it's all kind of customized. And we do 2 blocks a month, kind of a bigger one than the smaller one, but we do multiples. So now that's the first 5 months, and those are the 2 blocks that we do each month. But of those, we've done a total of 38 blocks. There's never just 1 block of each. There's at least 2, 3, 4. Sometimes there was 8 of one of the small ones. So that's what I got May's done. So that's... And then this one here was a charm pack one, and I did this one like 10, 12 years ago.
Who quilted it?
I did on the Statler when I was still working for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's cool because there's a flag in there. There's stars. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's getting that time of the year with Memorial Day now in the U.S. on Monday.
Oh, so they're all stars. But some are blue, some are red. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this little itty bitty totes, we had gone on a shop hop before. I got this as a kit. Well, it's also what Diana gave us.
Oh, just a smaller size?
No, it's the same.
Okay, there. I saw those. I didn't see those.
So this is the 2 that I had made.
Yeah, I have that pattern too.
Yeah.
Were they hard to make?
No.
Oh, okay.
Really fun.
Okay.
And then with
they'd be cute to like keep your thread in.
Yeah. But I like Diana's idea with candy.
When you're taking your traveling candy?
Yes. You could just, it's got a clip, you could just hook that right on. Then with some vintage linens, this is just...
Oh, cute.
It doesn't, I didn't have a pattern. I just kind of came up with...
Oh, so you made the bag on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, it's pink inside there.
Look at the tiny, tiny.
This was actually...
Look at the buttonhole
my
stitch, Jeannie.
Great uncle. He passed away almost 30 years ago.
I don't know if you can see that, but look at the buttonhole stitch around
These were little tea towels, like.
Oh my gosh. Did he do this?
Oh, he didn't. No. And I don't know.
He just had them.
He had them. They were in, when he passed away, him and my aunt, they didn't have any kids. And my aunt had passed away earlier, and her family came in, her nieces, nephews, whatever. So when Uncle Stan died, my dad helped be executor of the estate and clean out his house and stuff like that. So I went down to help him. And there was a lot of my uncle who was helping my dad, or my dad was helping him. Anyway, he just put everything in black garbage bags. And so a friend of mine, we went through the garbage bags and found stuff like this.
Oh my gosh.
So it was just kind of...
The buttonhole stitches are so tiny.
Yeah. I mean...
Oh, and that's not a machine doing that because they're uneven.
Right. And...
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Probably no magnification.
Probably not.
Because I'm thinking with this other stuff we got, these are probably done in the 50s, 40s, 50s. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that was what I have been sewing on.
Okay. I think that wraps us up, gang. We've had a fun month.
But we are
threads on the loose.
Going to be out and about next month. Walnut, Iowa, and then we'll go up to the Shanty Stitchers in Beardsford, South Dakota that same weekend.
And then we thought we'd shoot over to Justine, right, and pick up the pattern?
Yeah, we'll do the shop hop there.
And last year we stopped at some quilt stores. I don't know if we'll do that or not.
No, because,
It's too far. That's right. You said if we go to those two, that takes up time.
well, and last year we stayed both nights down around Walnut. And then on Saturday morning, we left to go up to Beersford, which is by Sioux Falls. Well, that's a few hour drive.
Right.
So now, after we get done with the show in Walnut, we're going to go up there and stay the night.
Yep. Yep.
So
we'll
we'll
be close.
Yes.
Yes.
So, because we were kind of wasting time. We got done with the antique show, and it's like,
Now what?
yeah. So that's how we went to different quilt shops then.
Yep. Yeah.
Along the Iowa countryside. They were nice.
I think my husband says, you spend more time in Iowa than you do at home. Because Wednesday we were at the retreat, and that was Blue Earth all weekend. And then he's looking at the calendar on Wednesday, goes, are you going to Iowa? And I said, yeah, my frame is done. We're going to go pick it up. He goes, you spend more time in Iowa than you do at home. And I said, no, I was just in Blue Earth.
Yeah, we weren't in
wasn't
Iowa.
in Iowa. We were still in Minnesota.
We were within, what, 10, 15 miles from Iowa? But
Yeah, but we were still in Minnesota.
oh, and when we went down on Friday, we had just gotten a storm, kind of like wind and everything. And it was so windy. We get down south of the city, and all you can see in the distance is dust.
And even the GPS was popping up that we were heading for like low vision.
Yeah.
Like we weren't going to be able, and you could see it was like this sandstorm coming at you.
No funnels or anything,
No,
just well, you
the
even said
fields.
that you could, like it had gone through the system in the car. And
Yeah, you could breathe it in. And sometimes, I mean, I had to keep both hands on the wheel because, boy, sometimes you'd get a gust. And you, just watching the semis, you know, if there was an empty semi out there, it was like, okay, Jeannie, if we're going to pass this guy, I'm
Hang
going
on.
way over to the left because he was a wobbling and a weaving. And if we got a wind gust when we were passing him, we might be in trouble. So
but
that was really windy, very windy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But all the
we
fields
always
are
have
planted
interesting
and-
trips. Yep. We did it all though, but it was very fun. Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah. We've had a good month.
Thanks again, Justine and crew.
Yeah, Justine, you did good.
And Neil. Don't forget Neil.
Yeah. And thanks, Liz, again for my frame. I love it. I love it. And thanks for teaching me how to lace. I love it. And she said I did a good job on my lacing. So she said
I was waiting for her to offer you a job.
Hey, if I lived closer to her, I would work there. I would, because she said she would hire me I could get my stuff. You know, we'd figure out rather than paying me, I could just buy stuff there. And I thought, if I lived closer, I'd take you up on it, Liz. I really like her. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah. So, and I think next week or next month too, I don't know if we'll have a Flosstube before, but we're going to visit Amory, Wisconsin to Black Cat Stitchery on their Stitching Friday.
Yeah, that's the third week Friday.
Third Friday, yeah. So I don't know if we'll do...
And then we'll be doing Walnut too, so it might be after both of those, right?
Yeah, because Walnut's first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So then you'll hear more about our adventures.
Yeah. Unless we don't make it home because we ran out of money for gas. No.
Gotta keep that. That's kind of highly important because that gets us from one place to the other.
Yeah. No, it's...
we need that.
All's good. Now all we need is time.
Yeah, time. Then time to recoup our money. Okay, gang. Well, I guess that's it for us. So happy stitching. And we'll see you in a month. Okay?
Bye.